There's chaos in Lego City by the Sky Police. You can use the powerful pump to put out the fire and...
All those specialty pieces, though, sort of takes the fun out of it.
The new pirate ship.
Kinda want that pirate ship.
A new collection from Lego Pirates. The fight for the treasure has begun.
I miss my old Lego sets. Ah, Legos. Sure, they're still around, but boy have times changed. Some sets are pretty amazing. Some I wish I could afford to buy, but I really miss some of the old school sets. So back in the day, you were limited to 7 colors. White, gray, black, red, blue, yellow, and green. By the early 80s, there were 16 colors. Ooh, it's amazing. Nowadays, you have hundreds of colors. Maybe thousands. But let's talk about the old school sets. In the 80s, it seemed like everyone had at least some Legos. It was pretty common to get a small set for Christmas or on your birthday, maybe a car or a mechanic shop. But my favorites growing up were the castles and the space sets. One of the greatest gifts I ever received for Christmas was this Legoland Castle. I played with it for years. It had a drawbridge, knights with feathers and shields, horses, and the set opened so you could really get in there. But there were all sorts of other castle sets too. Yellow castles, different size castles. Then there were the space sets. These often came with a unique moon surface. There were moon stalkers and moon cruisers. You had little dudes with helmets and spacesuits, satellite dishes and mini computers. And these mini computers weren't stickers. No. These pieces had computers permanently part of the Lego itself. I loved the space sets, but I was a little bit disappointed they never came out with a cool space shuttle set. But all we ever got was this. I want a shuttle with rocket boosters, maybe even a launch tower. It wasn't until 2003 that Lego finally made a space shuttle. Still no boosters or tower though, but that was okay, because I spent most of my days playing with Legos, building things that weren't in the instruction manuals. And for me, it was all about building the biggest town the world had ever seen. Or at least the kids in my town have ever seen. And in my quest for the ultimate town, me, my brother, and a friend decided it was time to do something very risky. Almost unheard of. We combined our sets, and we built a massive town that covered an entire table. And building towns was when the gas stations and little houses and airports, firehouses and tractors and police stations and other small sets came in handy. And all the cool outfits for your working class needs. Sure, nowadays it's not a big deal, but back then, just having a sweet striped shirt on your Lego guy was a big deal. Or having a person in a pair of overalls, or hair, or a hard hat. It's the little things. By the way, we all know using your teeth was standard practice for pulling Legos apart. And I know they have a little doodad contraption nowadays to help you pull them apart, because pulling something off with your teeth was risky. I can still hear the sound of endless sifting through a box of Legos. Digging deep was risky. You could get stabbed by a sharp Lego, or worse, accidentally shove the piece you're searching for to the other side. Best bet is to just dump the whole thing on the floor and separate them into colors. Side note, during my search for the sound of Legos, it was pretty amazing that I could tell when someone wasn't using real Legos for the sound effect. That ain't Legos. That's Legos right there. Try and fake Lego sounds. Amateurs. And you couldn't build an epic town without roads. One of the most important pieces to own back then were those roads and large green lawns. You wanted a nice lawn or garden, not some weird blue land or gray concrete thing. Trees can't grow on that. Then, around the late 80s or 90s, commercials started popping up and proclaiming that kids that were into Legos were now officially Lego maniacs.
The kingdom was quiet until a maniac showed up.
Lego maniac!
I know a boy, his name is Zach. His microchips are out of whack. He loves to fit, he loves to stack.
His name is Jack, he's new in town. Lunchtime is when he gets down.
Yes, construction is his knack. Zach maniac.
It was an obnoxious idea for a commercial. Zack the Lego Maniac? It's more like Zack the Lego Addict. And can we talk about the instruction booklets for a second? Those alone were like a work of art. Wish I still had them. Though I do still have my castle manual. I peruse through it sometimes. They were real good at making it easy to understand. There were also some sets back then that I always wanted but never got, like the pirate ships, or the airplane set, Fort Legorado, the space shuttle launch. Wait, what? Very Rare came out in 1990? Boosters? Tower? It existed? Son of a... Then those Technic Lego sets came out. They were sort of like Erector set Legos. Their parts didn't go well with regular Lego sets. I have a lot of great memories playing with Legos, even in adulthood. Minecraft sort of became the new digital Legos. But nothing really beats sitting on the floor, building your own house, or spaceship, or fire truck, or super tall tower. And even though Lego sets have become quite pricey these days, it's cool to see so many awesome ideas coming to life in Lego form. The Haunted House, the Ghostbusters Firehouse, Millennium Falcon, the Saturn V rocket, the architecture sets, just to name a few. But I still love the old school sets. Maybe it was because they had to work a bit harder, or it's just the nostalgia. Maybe a little bit of both. So thanks for backpedaling with me. Why not leave me a like? Maybe even subscribe. Yeah, drive right on the bottom of that, right on the bottom. Thanks again for backpedaling with me. I'm Tig, and you are...